Harry and Meghan Markle's surrogacy scandal has entered the mainstream media domain.
These are not things that pregnant women do. And when you're pregnant, there's not a pillow under your skirt. And there's live footage of her walking towards camera with her abdomen swaying left to right in a black and white checkered dress.
Buckingham Palace is being pressured to remove Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth from the UK's royal line of succession until the Duchess provides absolute proof that she popped out both babies herself.
The British royal family is no stranger to scandal. Affairs, divorces, leaked tapes, even accusations of racism. But there's one theory that sits apart from the rest. It's more bizarre, more unsettling, and if true, more explosive than anything we've heard before.
This crisis won't die down until the irrefutable truth comes out.
The theory? Meghan Markle never gave birth to her son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Instead, some claim it was all an illusion, carefully choreographed by the Sussexes and protected by Buckingham Palace. Is this just another internet rabbit hole, or are there real cracks in the official story?
I do believe because there are no delivery certificates, and I heard stories early on around the time Archie was allegedly in utero and being born. I heard stories that royal staffers were not allowed to see or touch her abdomen.
Let's go deeper than anyone dares. Royal births have long followed a strict tradition. The nation watches, the press camps outside hospitals. The Queen is notified first, the mother is photographed entering and exiting the hospital, and a formal birth notice is placed on a golden easel outside Buckingham Palace. We saw this with Princess Diana, we saw it again with Kate Middleton. Millions of people witnessed these key moments, but Meghan Markle's pregnancy broke every royal pattern. No public hospital visit, no footage of her arriving or leaving. The official birth announcement was delayed, confusing, and missing several key details. The Queen, oddly, was informed later than the public. From the beginning, this was not a traditional royal birth.
People think her kids are fake, they think they're AI, they think they're borrowed kids, like all these sorts of things because of Meghan and Harry.
But why? Throughout Meghan's pregnancy, royal watchers began noticing something unusual. Her baby bump seemed to change size, shape, and position from week to week. In January 2019, Meghan's bump appeared quite large. Yet 2 weeks later, it looked noticeably smaller. In one clip, she bends down quickly and the bump seems to fold inward, an unnatural movement for a real pregnancy. These inconsistencies sparked intense speculation online. Was Meghan wearing a prosthetic? Was she faking the pregnancy entirely? Mainstream media dismissed these claims as conspiracy theories, but the questions didn't stop because the footage kept giving people reason to ask.
Like, why lie? It was just so truly bizarre.
So all of the pictures, my point is, out there were inconsistent with the idea of a real pregnancy. And I thought, what is she not contextually aware? She's trying to hide something. This is really sloppy pool.
2 days after Archie was reportedly born, Meghan and Harry appeared at Windsor Castle for a photo op. The event lasted less than 3 minutes. Meghan wore a flawless white dress, heels, and makeup. Harry carried the baby. Meghan barely interacted with the child. There was no sign of exhaustion, no visible postpartum effects, no maternal gestures. To many, it looked staged, as if Meghan was playing a role rather than living the reality of new motherhood. Compare this to Kate Middleton, who was photographed holding her babies outside the hospital, visibly tired but glowing. With Meghan, there was no hospital door, no casual photo, just an ultra-controlled moment with more questions than answers.
A royal physician was not allowed to examine her womb. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but if I were pregnant with a royal child, you would want that child in the best care of the best medical practitioners that money could buy.
One theory that has gained traction is that Meghan used a surrogate and the pregnancy was faked to protect royal protocol. Why would this be necessary? Because the British royal family, deeply rooted in tradition, may not accept a surrogate-born child into the line of succession unless the process is declared publicly. If Meghan and Harry used a surrogate, they would be forced to either admit it and risk constitutional chaos or fake a pregnancy to protect the child's claim to royal legitimacy.
Your child is in the line of succession. Yes, there are certain things about the birth you can control, but again, to live under the umbrella of this institution, you have to abide by certain things. And I think Buckingham Palace gave them way too much leeway here, to the point where it made the palace itself look foolish. And this again, I think, re-emphasizes that the palace and the machinery of the monarchy needs to take Harry and Meghan more seriously and make sure that Harry and Meghan's antics don't impact the future of the crown. That's where things should go at this point.
Some believe they chose the latter. This might explain the secrecy, the photo inconsistencies, and the tightly managed media appearances. In the months following Archie's birth, royal fans noticed something even stranger. mother, Archie was almost never seen. Unlike Prince George, Charlotte, and Louis, who appeared regularly in public, were carried by their parents, or shown in candid shots, Archie was largely invisible. No stroller walks, no playdates, no baptism footage. The first official photo came weeks later, heavily edited and with Archie's face partially hidden. Some questioned whether Archie was even in the UK during the early months. Others suggested he may have been born to a surrogate abroad.
The fact that it was a mystery and hidden was kind of a red flag to me. I thought, why? Something's wrong here.
Why so much secrecy surrounding a royal child? What were Meghan and Harry hiding? In 2021, Meghan and Harry gave their bombshell interview to Oprah Winfrey, and while they dropped major revelations about racism, family rifts, and mental health, one topic was conspicuously absent: Archie's birth. Not once did Oprah ask, "Did you give birth?" Not once did Meghan describe labor, delivery, or recovery. And although photos of Archie were shown, no recent video was aired. Only one outdated, softly lit picture appeared. Was this by design? Did Oprah agree to avoid the topic? Or was it simply a missed opportunity to silence the rumors once and for all?
You will have your personal moments, but you are serving a broader institution. If you want to be a private citizen, you had your chance to do that months ago, but Meghan never cared again. She did not care about what the monarchy needed from her at all.
For many, the silence said more than words ever could. As mainstream media remained silent, the internet did not. Reddit users analyzed Meghan's bump in slow motion. TikTokers recreated her walk with fake pregnancy suits. YouTubers released hour-long investigations comparing her belly shape to known stages of pregnancy. Some used AI to analyze facial expressions and physical changes. Patterns emerged. Meghan's bump never moved naturally. Her hands rarely rested on it the way real pregnant women do. And no one close to her, not her mother, not her friends, ever commented on seeing her in labor or during childbirth.
Meghan is using everything for publicity and not really truly there. We know how she treats her family and friends.
The deeper people dug, the less they believed. What's even stranger than the inconsistencies is the palace's refusal to address them. When Diana's death was shrouded in questions, the palace responded. When Harry wore a Nazi costume, they issued a statement. Even with absurd claims, like Prince Philip being a vampire, the family sometimes responds humorously. But on this, nothing. Not a single word to confirm or deny. No birth certificate shown publicly. No hospital records, no footage, and no direct denial.
Speculation about the children has been simmering for years. The kids are 6th and 7th in line to the throne, but have been under cloak and dagger secrecy since they were born. There are so many questions swirling around them.
For many, this silence is not about privacy. It's about control. If they speak, they validate the theory. If they stay silent, they keep the mystery alive but manageable. If Archie was born via surrogate and this was never declared, it raises a constitutional crisis. British royal succession is governed by law, including the 1701 Act of Settlement. While there's no specific ban on surrogacy, any child in line for the throne must be born of the body of the royal parent unless Parliament declares otherwise. So, if Meghan didn't give birth, Archie might not be legally eligible for titles or succession unless the palace covered it up.
And I think, to me, that's the problem. Once they were in California, fine, you're no longer royals. We don't have a right to know this information. But the way they acted in such a clandestine and odd manner, lying to courtiers, getting other courtiers to lie on their behalf about the birth of a baby, which actually has a long tradition in the royal family that there's a certain way of doing things. To me, oh my goodness, it doesn't add up.
This is not just about gossip. This could be about inheritance, titles, and the very legitimacy of future royals. Why would Meghan fake a pregnancy? Why would Harry go along with it? Why would the palace protect it? Some believe it was about control. Meghan, often criticized and under intense scrutiny, may have feared judgment for using a surrogate. Harry may have agreed to protect her mental health and their image. The palace may have supported it to avoid public debate about succession laws, or worse, accusations of discrimination if the child's status was questioned. The royal family is built on appearance, protocol, and illusion. One lie, if it protects the image, might be seen as necessary. We may never get the truth. The royal machine is powerful, polished, and precise. Maybe Meghan did give birth. Maybe the inconsistencies are just coincidences. Maybe we're all just too suspicious in an age of conspiracies. But the truth is, when powerful people avoid transparency, when stories don't align, and when the questions are silenced, people will always wonder. So now we ask you, the viewer, do you believe Meghan Markle gave birth to Archie, or have we witnessed the greatest royal illusion of our time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, the truth always finds a way to the surface.